everyone, and welcome. Today, we're bringing you a comprehensive product detail explainer that takes a deep dive into an absolute cornerstone of modern manufacturing. We're talking about ultra-pure silica sand. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the premium material processed and exported by Babhaniya Overseas. You know, whether you're producing advanced solar glass, engineering high-stress foundry castings, or manufacturing premium ceramics, the raw material you start with fundamentally dictates the quality of your final product. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly what makes this specific silica sand and quartz powder grade so absolutely crucial for the global supply chain. We'll be looking at the hard technical specs, the real-world applications, and how it gets safely from the earth directly to your factory floor.
So here is our roadmap for today. We've got 4 main sections to cover. 1. The source of purity. 2. Technical specifications and grading. 3. Key industrial applications. And 4. Global logistics and sourcing. Let's just dive right in.
Section 1. The source of purity, elite geological deposits in Gujarat. Right off the bat, before we even touch the chemistry, I want to pose a fundamental question to you all. What actually makes industrial sand different from regular sand? When you hear the word sand, it's super easy to picture, a relaxing beach or a vast desert. But for industrial scale manufacturing, that kind of ambient sand is practically useless. We really need to shift our perspective on what this material actually is.
We are definitely not talking about your standard windblown desert sand or river sediment here. Regular sand is just full of variable impurities, mixed minerals, and inconsistent structures because it's been weathered by the elements for thousands of years. But the material sourced by Babhaniya Overseas? It comes from 100% pure mined quartz rocks and veins. It's actually fascinating when you realize this material is geologically locked into a perfect, uniform crystal matrix. By extracting it directly from these quartz veins, the chemical purity is literally guaranteed right from the source, which gives it the superior structural strength required for heavy industry.
Moving on to Section 2, Technical Specifications and Grading, analyzing the chemical and physical data. Okay, so the absolutely crucial point here is this massive baseline number, 99.03%. That is the guaranteed minimum percentage of silicon dioxide in this material. When you're running a manufacturing plant, consistency is everything, right? Knowing that your raw material starts with a guaranteed minimum of 99.03% purity means you're spending way less time filtering out impurities and way more time just optimizing your actual production line. And when we break down the entire chemical profile, it's not just about having high silicon dioxide, it's really about what is not in the sand. Notice that iron oxide maximum of just 0.0134%. It's incredible to think that a tiny fraction of a percent of iron can completely ruin a solar panel's efficiency. That's exactly why that ultra-low iron level is so rigorously tested against IS benchmarks. It makes it highly sought after for solar-grade applications where clarity is just non-negotiable. You can also see exceptionally low levels for aluminum oxide and a loss on ignition maximum of only 0.3180%. This data is essentially the DNA of a world-class industrial material.
But hey, raw chemical purity is really only half the battle. The physical grading is just as vital. This pure quartz is meticulously refined through these advanced multi-deck hydrowashing and crushing systems. Whether your technical data sheet calls for granular 16 to 30 mesh sizes or an ultra-fine 100 to 500 mesh customized powder, the processing can be tailored entirely to what you need. To put that into perspective, a 500 mesh powder is so fine it feels almost like powdered sugar. They even offer double-washed and completely moisture-free dried options, which ensures that the physical distribution of the sand matches the precise sieve sizing your factory requires.
Section 3, Key Industrial Applications, where chemical purity meets manufacturing. So if you're manufacturing premium ceramics or specialized glass, these specs are an absolute game changer. For solar, flat, and specialty glass, that ultra-low iron requirement we just talked about allows for maximum light transmission. Meanwhile, over in the ceramics industry, producing vitrified tiles, sanitaryware, porcelain, Babhaniya supplies a micronized ceramic-grade powder between 200 and 325 mesh. What really sets this apart is its staggering whiteness index of 90 to 94%, ensuring that your finished ceramics maintain a brilliant, flawless aesthetic. Shifting gears a bit to our heavy industry buyers, foundries, casting, and construction. Here, we're looking at foundry-grade material, typically AFS 50 to 55. What matters most here is the grain shape. Because this material features subangular to rounded grains, it creates incredibly strong bonding for core and mold making. Combine that with a naturally high fusion point and low thermal expansion from the pure quartz, and you've got the perfect structural matrix for high-stress casting.
That exact same durability makes it the ideal aggregate for high-strength mortars, grouts, and industrial flooring, too.
Finally, Section 4, Global Logistics and Sourcing, Exporting from India to the World.
Because let's be real, a premium product is only useful if it can reliably and safely reach your facility. When you're shipping thousands of miles across oceans, protecting the integrity of the material is paramount. This step-by-step packaging protocol is engineered specifically to guarantee zero moisture absorption and zero transit damage. First up, the sand is packed into heavy-duty UV-stabilized FIBC jumbo bags, holding up to 1.4 metric tons each. Next, an internal moisture-proof barrier liner is inserted. This is absolutely crucial for maintaining those moisture-free dried specifications we mentioned earlier. Finally, the whole shebang is secured on 100% heat-treated wooden pallets and wrapped in high-tension stretch film. That makes warehouse automation and forklift handling totally seamless when it arrives.
From a business standpoint, this is a highly scalable and reliable B2B supply chain. The material is dispatched right from the strategically located Mundra and Kandla ports in Gujarat. The minimum order is one full container load, which is roughly 26 to 27 metric tons, but they boast a robust supply capacity of up to 2,000 metric tons per month for recurring large-scale contracts. You have total flexibility with FOB, CIF, or CFR trade terms, and perhaps most importantly for your quality control team, every single shipment can be backed by independent quality certification from globally recognized labs like SGS or Entertech before it even goes into the container.
Which brings us to our final takeaway. When the very foundation of your manufacturing, your core raw material, requires guaranteed 99% purity, can you really afford to compromise on your source? Look at your current technical data sheets for a second. Are you settling for less? Whether you need ultra-low iron for solar glass or customized mesh for premium ceramics, the geological purity and rigorous processing of this material truly stand out. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer diving into industrial silica sand. Keep innovating and never compromise on your core ingredients.